Hey everybody, it's Christine Siana Calabrese coming at you from Good Karma Pet Services, servicing Chicago's southwest suburbs. Oak Lawn, Beverly, Mount Greenwood, I'm talking to you. And as usual, I'm promoting What About the Dog and What About the Cat. More about that later. Today's video, as promised, is a follow-up to my last video. These are 10 questions you want to ask your prospective pet sitter or dog walker on the interview. Yes, you are interviewing these people to care for your animal, so treat it as an interview. Come prepared with questions. I get people that call me for my services, but they're too far out of my area, and I not only refer them to services that will help them find someone, but I give them these questions on occasion to adequately interview the people that are coming to fill that position. Okay, so you want to be prepared with questions. This is an important job. These are strangers you're bringing into your house. You want to interview them. You want to know certain things about them, okay? So very quickly, 10 questions and a bonus. The first question I want you to ask them is, are they insured and bonded? That's important. If something happens to your dog, are they going to be covering the bill because they have insurance? Okay, accidents happen. You want to know that. Number 2, do they have references? Anybody can use references, put down their buddies or their family. So ask for a lot of them. And, preferably a nice variety of area, a variety of time span. That'd be ideal. But I would say get a minimum of 3. All right. Number 3, do you have experience with my particular animal? This may or may not be important to you, but if you have an exotic animal, that's important to me as an owner to know. Like, for example, I have people that have iguanas. You might or might not be comfortable with someone who's never experienced an iguana before caring for your pet. Okay, so that's a personal choice, but you might want to ask. Number 4, how long have you been in business? How long have you been doing this? That's a valid question. Is this someone who does this professionally, or is this a kind of fill in the gap, I'm kind of killing time kind of gig? Okay, that's important for me to know, for you to take care of my animals personally. Number 5, this is important. This is an important one. Do you have employees, or are you going to be the one consistently coming to see my cat, my dog, my iguana, whatever? Some of these businesses, you'll meet one person, but you can get a rotating schedule of different individuals coming to the house. This may or may not be a good thing. Also, be forewarned, I heard this story one time. I can't remember who told me this, but a woman who had a pet sitting service one day at the last minute did a kind of switch and had her boyfriend or husband show up unannounced to walk the dog, and actually incidentally had problems handling the dog for whatever reason. But that needs to be clarified up front. Okay, don't spring that. Pet sitters, don't spring that on somebody. Because if I see on camera, or if my neighbor tells me, hey, you had some strange guy walking your dog today, that's a big bolo, and you're going to lose that job with me, because that's no. That needs to be communicated in advance. No surprises. No strangers coming into my house, nothing I haven't cleared in advance, okay? Ask that question. Number 6, what's your cancellation policy? If you cancel at the last minute, do you charge, and vice versa? What's the cancellation policy? Is there any fee either way? Is there any credit either way? I want to know that. This ties into number 7, written agreement. Do you have a written agreement for us to sign? I personally have always used written agreements. I like everything spelled out in detail, and we agree it, we sign, we initial where we need to initial, and it's done. I get a copy, you get a copy, and there's no miscommunication or misunderstanding. Number 8, do you use a GPS if you're walking dogs? I used to use a GPS system And then actually this was before technology was advanced. I lost the unit on a walk and I never replaced it. But since then, there have been some great advances. So now they're like built into the collars, all kinds of things. So I will be using them again. I don't currently. But ask the people, do they use some kind of GPS system? If God forbid your dog gets lost on a walk, it's a great tool to have. Number 9, I referenced this in the first video. This is very important. Can I see your driver's license? Listen, pay attention. Anybody can say anything on a business card. I want to see your driver's license. I want to see what your actual name is, and I want to see where you live, because you know where I live. You know the whole layout of my house. And if God forbid my dog goes missing, like I said in the other video, I'm coming to your house first, just to make sure that dog didn't follow you home, okay? And number 10, this is one I just thought of off the cuff. Do you know pet CPR? The only time pet CPR would really come in handy is if that dog is choking. And I'm real particular. I can do a whole nother video on that, on safety precautions with bones and things. But it's good to know, does this person know what to do in the case of a choking dog? Okay, so that falls under pet CPR. I do know pet CPR. As a matter of fact, I got the certification to teach pet CPR from the American Red Cross many, many years ago. Okay, the bonus here is if you use a pet sitter to pet sit your dog, more than likely it's going to be a dog, in their house. These are things I want you to keep in mind for a dog that is coming or going to someone else's personal residence, okay? When you go, you have to go. That's a non-negotiable. You have to go to that house physically, okay? I want you to look and I want you to see, one, is it clean? Is it clean and organized? That's right off the bat, okay? Number 2, this is important. Are there other dogs in that house? Are there other dogs? What's the situation with that? Is this pet sitter bringing in dogs like on a rotating basis? Does this person have dogs that just live there? What's the situation? Because that changes all the variables of the situation. Like, I want to know how many dogs are there. Is it in rotation? I mean, you need to know that for a safety, for a whole safety perspective, okay? And then please, 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 this is probably the most important one of the checking someone else's home. Walk the yard. Walk the yard. I'm tired of hearing stories about people losing their dogs when their dog is in someone else's care, because a lot of times it happens from the yard. You personally go walk the yard, check the perimeter, find out what kind of fencing they have, look for the weak spots, look for the holes. Do they have diggers there? Is there a lot of high traffic there? Do they have a lot of people coming and going out of gates? Okay, you need to know that your dog is going to be secure in that residence, okay? So please, these 10 tips, the bonus items, please heed them, write them down, save the video, okay? This is good information to have, and as usual, please, I have to plug whataboutthedogbook.com and whataboutthecatbook.com, both available on Amazon, but please go to the websites. They're easier to find. These are instruction manuals. These are blank journals you fill out. It's everything someone would need to know about your pets in case, God forbid, you get separated for some reason and someone needs to step in and care for your animals. All they have to do is reference the book, and everything they need to know, every habit, everything is in this book. It's very detailed, okay? I wrote these. They're $10 each. Great Christmas presents, okay? So please, protect your pets, share this video. Remember, Good Karma Pet Services, like our page. Thank you very much. I'll talk to you soon.